Thank you very much for this opportunity to speak about my sister, to spread the word about the situation in Belarus. On September 7, 2020, Belarusian authorities tried to forcibly exile my sister, Maria Kalesnikava, and they failed. They kidnapped her, drove her to the neutral zone just before the Ukrainian border, and after a struggle, they forced her into the backseat of a car. Maria asked the man inside where her passport was, and they gestured in between the front seats. Immediately, she snatched up her passport and started tearing it up into pieces and throwing those pieces out the window. The Belarusian guards tried to catch all the pieces and show them back inside the car. But before the car crossed over the Ukrainian border, Maria climbed out of the window and walked back to Belarus on her own. If you have seen a photo of my sister before, you can understand what a sight it must have been. Maria has a short, bleach blonde pixie haircut, and she always has a giant smile on her face, made even more obvious by bright red lipstick. And when people hear this story, they ask me often, were you surprised that she did that? And I always say, not at all. Once my sister made a decision about something, there is nothing that will stop her, even if it means forcing your way back into a authoritarian country, even if it means putting your life of freedom at stake. Maria and I grew up in Belarus with two independent, free-thinking parents. I was a logical one, Maria was a creative one. She started playing the flute when she was 9. Eventually, she left Belarus to Germany to get a better musical education. Maria is older than me. I was only 5 when the USSR fell, and I don't remember really about it. All I remember is that Belarus was a country full of queues. You would stand in line for hours at the market just to try to buy some simple food. Money barely had any value. Lukashenko was elected in 1994, and as far as we know, that's the only time he was elected, even though he's been in power for 28 years. He's often called Europe's last dictator, and like all dictators, he will do whatever it takes to stay in power. In May 2020, Lukashenko announced an upcoming presidential election. This was a huge surprise for everyone. By law, they have to announce it 3 months in advance, and of course, they waited until the last minute. My sister was splitting her time between Germany and Belarus. In Belarus, she was the art director of the cultural hub OK16. It was there that she met Viktor Babaryka, a philanthropist and the head of one of Belarus' largest banks, Belgazprom Bank. When Viktor announced that he would run in opposition to Lukashenko, Maria joined this campaign. She supported him immediately. She didn't think a minute about whether to do it or not, because they were already friends, and they worked together. And I joined soon after. I thought to myself, well, I'm 35. In 5 years, I will be 40. And Lukashenko will still be in power, a president. Now that's time to do something, even if it's dangerous. So we posted a Google form online inviting people to sign up for Viktor's team. On that first day, 500 people applied. Then just in a week, 10,000 people. The campaign was so exciting that I almost forgot about the danger. Everyone was so creative, so smart, so clever. Several thousands of people around Belarus were gathering signatures to put Viktor Babaryka on ballot. In a country of 9 million people, we got 435,000 signatures. We knew that our campaign grew, so did the risk. On June 11th, just 1 month after the start of the campaign, Viktor's colleagues and friends were arrested. On that same day, Victor spoke to our team and said, "If you would like to leave, I completely understand." But no one left. We just got right back to work because we was so much to do. Then on June 18th, the worst happened. Victor Babarika and his son were arrested. Media outlets started reaching out, and Maria was the first person on our team to respond. She'd never spoken on live TV before, and I could tell she was nervous. She went from being unknown to well-known just in a single day. Thousands of people showed up in Minsk to protest Victor's arrest. We turned in all the signatures, but we still didn't know if he would be on the ballot. According to Belarusian law, you can run for president even if you are in prison until you are sentenced. We decided that no matter what, our team will try to convince as many people as possible to vote. On the day of the election, on July 14th, they released a list of candidates. We weren't surprised that Victor wasn't on it, but we were devastated nonetheless. And we decided to support Svetlana Tikhanovskaya, who ran in place of her husband, Sergei Tikhanovsky, after he was arrested. And Veronika Tsipkala also, Valery Tsipkalov's wife, who also ran in his place. Together, we were a unified opposition. We also had a unified symbol. Svetlana's campaign symbol was a fist. Veronika's was a peace sign. My sister always used to do this heart symbol with her hands. It was a cute way for her to say that she loved us. And that ended up being the symbol of the Victor Babarika team. Maria, Svetlana, and Veronika went town to town for rallies, gathering thousands of people across Belarus whenever they went. From stage and on video, Maria said, "Belarusians, you are incredible." And it's so simple, but that inspired people so much. It's something that Lukashenko had never said during all 28 years. The world was captivated by these three women confidently standing together in opposition to Lukashenko. And as we got closer to the election, we decided that some of our team members should leave the country in case Lukashenko arrested everyone. People across the country were looking to Maria for leadership, so she stayed, and I made the horrible decision to leave. I remember that last time I saw her at the office, we hugged and took a photo together, and then I went to Ukraine. On the day of election, Lukashenko declared himself the winner, even though it was abundantly clear that Svetlana Tikhanovskaya had won. Police attacked protesters with tear gas, rubber bullets, and stun grenades. Just a few days, they threw more than 35,000 people in jail. They abused them and beat them. Svetlana was forcibly exiled to Lithuania just next day after elections. They tried to force Maria in exile too, in a month. But when she ripped up her passport, they threw her in jail. And that meant a lot to people in Belarus. That fact that Maria was willing to stay in the country to fight with and for the people of Belarus, no matter what, inspired them. She was charged with threatening national security, conspiracy to seize state power, and the creation of an extremist group and its leadership. She was sentenced to 11 years in prison in a closed trial. Today, she's at Women's Penal Colony with 40 other female political prisoners. She told her lawyers that she's learning how to sew uniforms and that she's quite good at it. Even in prison, even after 9 months of being in solitary confinement, Maria had a huge smile on her face. And in photos, you can see her holding up her hands in a heart, even while she's in handcuffs. For Maria, optimism is an expression of her freedom. It's her decision to remain strong. The same is true for our country. No matter what Lukashenko does, and no matter how long he's in power, he will not break the spirit of Belarusian people. We are already winning this fight against his dictatorship. As Maria said, we have changed, and it's forever. Thank you.